Welcome, everyone, to this special series focusing on what it means to be an alt-link here at Alter.
That's right. Alter, the marketing and advertising agency aiming to be the home of limitless creativity.
Exactly. And today, we're diving deep into one of our really key core values, E2E ownership.
Uh-huh. Specifically, we're zeroing in on one crucial behavior tied to that value.
Yes, this guiding principle. I seek clarity by asking questions to avoid misunderstandings and ensure accuracy.
Sounds straightforward, but there's a lot packed into that statement.
There really is. So let's unpack what this actually looks like for you, day in and day out as an alt-link.
And it's definitely more than just, a phrase on a poster. Embodying this kind of E2E ownership, particularly through asking questions, it's about taking real responsibility.
Responsibility not just for your piece of the puzzle, but for the whole outcome, right?
Precisely. It's about shifting from just doing tasks to truly owning the success. And that really has to start with making sure you understand everything correctly.
Okay, so fundamentally, E2E ownership means you're invested from beginning to end, start to finish.
Yeah, the whole journey.
And asking questions to get clear is, well, it's foundational to that.
Yeah, absolutely is.
Now, is there maybe a common misconception here? Something people might get wrong about asking questions?
Oh, definitely. I think the biggest one is that some people worry asking questions makes them look like they don't know what they're doing. Like it's a sign of weakness or inexperience.
Right, that hesitation.
But honestly, it's the complete opposite. Think about like a skilled surgeon. They ask tons of questions before an operation, right? Reviewing charts, confirming details with the team.
That's a really good point. It's actually a sign of thoroughness, of professionalism.
Exactly. It shows you care about getting it right. It's a mark of true expertise and, well, ownership, not a lack of knowledge.
So it's less about having all the answers immediately and more about being committed to finding them, to ensuring accuracy.
You got it. It's proactive understanding.
Okay, so if an alt-link really leans into asking questions early on, what are the practical benefits we see?
Oh, loads. First off, think about rework. If you start with a fuzzy picture, you're way more likely to make assumptions that, lead you down the wrong path. Asking questions up front nips that in the bud.
Saves time, saves frustration later.
Hugely. And it sets clear expectations for everyone involved. When you ask clarifying questions, it forces everyone to get on the same page about goals, deliverables, timelines, all that stuff.
Fewer surprises down the line.
Exactly. And fewer costly mistakes. Catching a misunderstanding with a quick question early on, that's way cheaper in terms of time and actual resources than fixing a big problem later that stemmed from an assumption.
Makes total sense. And what about the individual? Does it help the person doing the work feel more, I don't know, capable?
Absolutely. When you've asked your questions and you feel confident you understand the what and the why, you naturally feel more empowered to tackle the task.
You're not just guessing your way through it.
Right. You're operating from a place of clarity, of informed confidence.
And imagine that individual confidence kind of ripples outwards. It helps the whole team.
It really does. When team members trust that everyone is seeking clarity and working from a shared understanding, it just makes collaboration smoother. It builds trust, strengthens coordination. You're all pulling in the same direction because you've confirmed the direction.
Okay, let's make this super practical. Can you give us some examples of what this looks like right here at Alter, day-to-day stuff?
Sure. Okay. Picture a designer starting on, say, a new social media campaign visual. Instead of just diving straight into Photoshop, based on the brief,
They might pause.
yeah, they might pause and ask the strategist, hey, can we just double check the main emotion we want this visual to evoke? Are we going for excitement or reassurance here? That little question ensures the design hits the mark.
Good one. What about for our copywriters?
Okay, a copywriter gets a brief for maybe some website content. Before they start writing, they could ask the client success manager, just to confirm, beyond the features listed, what's the single biggest pain point this solves for the target audience?
Ah, getting to the core message.
Exactly. That clarity makes the copy way more effective.
And client success execs dealing with feedback.
Right. So a client gives some feedback. Maybe it's a bit vague, like, I don't like this section. Instead of just passing that on,
They dig a bit deeper.
yes, they could ask the client, could you help me understand what specifically isn't working for you in this section? Is it the tone, the information, something else? Getting that specific detail is key.
Makes the feedback actionable. What about performance marketing? Lots of data there.
Totally. A performance marketer sees some initial campaign numbers, Before jumping to conclusions or making big changes, they might ask the analytics team, could we segment these conversion numbers by device type? I want to see if there's a difference between mobile and desktop.
Targeted questions for smarter optimization.
Precisely. Or even social media, right? An executive might just quickly check, do we have the approved visual references for this post before it goes live?
Yeah, sometimes it's just those simple checks.
Absolutely. It could be anyone, really, just saying, quick question, can I just confirm my understanding of X before I proceed? It's about stopping assumptions in their tracks.
So for anyone listening who still feels that little bit of hesitation, maybe they're new or just feel awkward asking,
Yeah.
what's the core message for them?
I'd say try to reframe how you see it. Asking questions isn't admitting you don't know. It's actively constructing understanding. It shows you're engaged, you're thinking critically, you're committed to quality.
It's initiative.
Yes, it's a sign of taking true ownership, not just completing a task. Think about the people you respect most for getting things done right. Chances are they ask really good questions.
So definitely not a sign of being inexperienced, but actually a sign of being proactive and, well, responsible. A true alt-link characteristic.
That's it exactly. If something feels even a little unclear, even slightly ambiguous, taking that moment to pause, ask, and confirm understanding is always the right move.
It prevents those future headaches.
Big time. It's a small, upfront investment that pays off massively in quality and efficiency.
And this isn't just for internal chats, right? It applies when talking to leads, to clients.
Absolutely. Clarity is key across the board. Starting any interaction, internal or external, with a solid foundation of shared understanding is just critical for getting to those great outcomes we all want.
So this habit, this practice of seeking clarity through questions, it's not just a nice to have for E2E ownership.
No, it's fundamental. It's a core pillar. Owning the understanding is just as vital as owning the execution. They go hand in hand.
So the takeaway for everyone listening,
Yeah.
as you head into your next project, your next meeting, your next conversation, think about it. What's one question you can ask right at the start to make sure everyone's aligned?
Yeah, what can you clarify to ensure that crystal clear understanding of the goals, the expectations, the path forward?
It's a simple action, but it really embodies that E2E ownership spirit.
Definitely. And as we continue this series, we'll keep exploring Alter's core values, looking at how they all connect and help us build towards that vision of limitless creativity.
So stay tuned for more on how these values shape our work and our success together.